Hello, you dirty potters. How are you today?
God, it's so good.
Oh no, he doesn't have his apron on, and he's letting us see his face. That can't be good. In today's video, you are coming along on a trip to New York with me. But Dante, why are we going to New York, you ask right after you click the like button? We are going to Syracuse, New York, because that is where the Clayscapes company is held. Just as a quick side point, some time ago, maybe like 6 or 7 months ago, I saw someone do Mocha diffusion along with a friend of mine who wishes to remain unnamed, and we were like, acid doesn't work like this. If you ask AI and you ask Google, they're like, oh yeah, it's because the interaction with acid. But that's not how acid works. It definitely doesn't work that fast. And if you have acid in your house that does work this fast, you should be worried. You have way bigger problems on your hands than worrying about pottery decoration techniques. So we did a little bit of experimenting, and along with a blog that I've written on my website, earthstationceramics.com, along with video proof of all my substantive tests, like things like milk, spit, Listerine, I did bleach just to make sure it wasn't about acid. We could still do Mocha diffusion with all of those things. We essentially proved that you do not need acid whatsoever in order to do or execute Mocha diffusion, and that what's actually going on is a phenomenon, a very natural one, called viscous fingering. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Viscous fingering is a thing that you can look up on YouTube, and it happens very naturally. You just kind of need like water, a colorant for us because we need colorant, and then we need a surfactant, which usually is in the form of soap. You don't need acid whatsoever. The main reason I made these blogs and these videos along with the YouTube video is because number one, it's good content, and number two, a lot of people have been told that you need acid as a base along with the color to drip onto your clay slip, which we have proven is not true. That video did pretty dang well. Clayscapes, since I've worked with them in the past, was like, hey, why don't you come over here and talk glazes with us and give a Mocha diffusion demo, because you did pretty good on that. Now, if you're sitting here still and you're going, no, it's definitely about acid. It's definitely about acid because I paid for a class, so it has to be about acid. Doesn't the acid at least change the shape? Unfortunately, no. It's mostly about viscosity. So if you're sitting there going,
You can't keep getting away with it!
I suggest you watch that video. I will link it down below for you. And if you're interested in see some of the substantive tests that I've done to kind of like cement the fact that that is what it is, I will link all of that down below. That being said, its popularity has skyrocketed, so I'm now going to New York to do a Mocha diffusion demonstration, as well as hang out with the cool people at Clayscapes. That is, if the government shutdown doesn't get in the way of my flight. God. He's just so stupid, you know? The crazy thing is, I haven't even said the name of the person, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. That's how dumb he is. Is that I gotta stop. Now, my mom is coming to take me to the airport so that I can fly, get a connector in Dallas, and go to Syracuse, New York. So in this video, you are not only going to see us going to New York, but you're most likely also going to see some type of view or preview of the Clayscapes facility, because I think that'd be a cool thing. Most of you aren't going to go to Clayscapes, New York and travel all the way there to see the facility. So I want you to see it through my eyes. But before we go, and this might be a morbid part of the video, we need to decide what I do with all my stuff. If anything weird happens to me. If you want to skip that part of the video and go straight to my mom picking me up, you can go to this timestamp right here. Until then, let's talk about stuff that's not legally binding, but I do want it to be done with my stuff. My kiln is full of work right now. It needs to be bisqued. Somebody please biscuit to 07 or 08. If you do 04, I will find you. The kiln and all the work within the kiln should go to one of my beautiful subscribers. You guys can argue down below which one of you gets it. Just promise me that whoever remains gets to do it like Lord of the Flies or Game of Thrones style. That way, the strongest and my favorite one gets it. Good old Darwinism with combat thrown in style. My wheel is a Creative Industries wheel, but I'm told the speedball company already bought Creative Industries. You can get rid of that wheel. It's old, but it still does good work. If you want to give it to a high school or whatever, go for it. All of my chemicals over there on my chemical shelf for my glaze minerals should go to the ceramics material workshop. Most of that stuff is easily replaceable because it's like rare feldspars, but I still have like a bunch of Kona F4 feldspar, and I know if somebody from the ceramic store workshop right now is watching this, I know you can work around it, but it's cool to have it. So would you? But Dante, we can easily replace most feldspars as long as you follow the molar amounts in the chemistry. I know, I do it all the time. You're the one who taught me how to do it. just take it as a gift. It's cool to have it, dang it. I have an altar right there with my god at the top right, along with a bunch of textiles. You're not gonna see it, don't worry about it. That should never be touched. Leave that to the end of time. If it falls by natural means, it falls by natural means, okay? It's by my YouTube play button. You could burn the YouTube play button. Don't touch the rest of the altar. For anyone who took that way too seriously, I am worried about you as a person, okay? But it is just a picture of my daughter up there. Please give all of my glazes that are already made to Lindsay M. Dillon. She needs them. She needs glazes. I've been making a lot of her glazes. She needs glazes. All of my work over here that's already done should go to all of my patrons because I love them and they support me. They have literally gotten me out of so many kerfluffles in my life by supporting me on this channel. It is what it is today, and because of them. Like, all of my work that's actually done, including my big old like 2-foot tall vases and whatnot over here, send it off to them. Send all this off to them. If you find a computer in my house that has the word Amico on it, along with the word senpai on it,
delete everything in that computer. Don't even open it, and then burn it.
Everything else can be given out to subscribers, the Ceramics Material Workshop, or like Lindsay M. Dillon. You know what I mean? So we're pretty good to go. Oh, looks like she showed up. She's a little bit late and she's nervous about the government shutdown and me getting on a plane. So don't be weird about it, okay? Be nice about it. She's gonna be flustered. Just be chill.
Oh.
Here. Yeah, watch here, take that. Watch them while I get ready, would you?
Hey, is this one of those clippy things? I need one of these.
They don't care about your hair. They see me all the time.
They don't see me. They don't see me.
Trust and believe, if I was more attractive, we'd have way more subscribers.
Oh, you're beautiful.
Now, let me have a fatty and see what happens.
What's a fatty?
Don't worry. No, don't worry.
Is that like a...
No, it's not. Don't worry about it.
Oh, man. We gotta go.
I want to say bye to the baby real quick. We're gonna say bye, okay?
You're gonna say bye to the camera? Bye, camera.
I love you more than all the universes and all the dimensions.
Bye, Jim.
Bye,
You're gonna say bye to Dada. He's gonna go on an airplane.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, baby. Can I get some nuzzles?
Gonna miss you.
Nuzzle. Okay, now we are going to go to the airport. Good morning, you dirty potters. Weirdly enough, I got on the plane, got off the plane, got on the plane, got off the plane, got on the plane, got off the plane, and now I am in New York. Drew, who you will meet later in the video, who's one of the owners of Clayscapes, picked me up from the airport, drove me maybe like 4 or 5 miles, and now I am at a hotel. He told me we're going to wake up in the morning and we're going to go do some stuff together. Now here's the thing, I'm not dropping in for one day. Technically speaking, I got on the plane and I got here on the 17th. The 18th is a free day, which is my preparation day. I need to go throw 10 pots, put stuff together, stuff of that nature. And then after that, I can kind of do, I wouldn't say whatever I want, but we're going to go get some good footage and hang out for the day. The 19th is the day of the event, and the 20th is the day I go home. So in between the 18th and the 19th is where I'm going to have the hangout session, although I imagine it's mostly going to be the people from the demonstration. As for everyone else is going to get there if they can get there. Today we are going to go and take a tour of the Clayscapes facility, and then the day after we're going to see the Mocha diffusion demo. I mean, you're not going to see it because you didn't pay to go see it, but like, we're going to go take a tour of the facility, and then you're going to see some portion of the Mocha diffusion demo, which realistically is kind of the same thing I did on YouTube, but there's going to be some nuance to it.
Welcome to Clayscapes.
Dope.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey everybody, I'm Andrew, Drew for those of you that know me. I'm with Clayscapes Pottery in Syracuse, New York, where we have Dante coming in for a workshop tomorrow. We're really excited for it. And this is kind of just a little tour of our space and maybe a little background on Clayscapes and what we do. Right now we're in the store area of the Clayscapes. It's basically like our candy shop. So we're gonna kind of just go around and check things out. So this is the store. We've got some staff pots and then, you know, tools, glazes. We've got our mud tools. We're super excited. Just got a mud tools shipment. So we're happy they're doing well. And then, yeah, we're gonna go, oh, these are my pots. So these are mine. Beep. We've got RØDE coming up. So this is where we teach a bunch of classes. So RØDE, this is kind of our board where we show up what's going on. RØDE is like a big open house that we have. So come on, come into the studio. We've got about 135, 140 students. And so you can see we're pretty much at max capacity. But we've got, you know, our slab roller here that Kay's working on and a bunch of hand building tables. Every student gets a shelf, wheel throwing area, which is over here.
Ooh, nice.
And then we also have a secondary wheel throwing area. So, you know, if somebody comes in and there's a class going on, they can still throw. You know, class time includes open studio time here at Clayscapes. So anytime the lights are on, basically, students are allowed to come down and use the studio and at their discretion. You can see us getting ready for RØDE. We've got a bunch of RØDE pots that were made this week. You know, RØDE is an event where you can come and buy a pot for $10 and RØDE fire it and take it home that day.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So we probably fire between 400 and 500 pots in like 6 hours, maybe less. We've got our glaze area, which I think is our favorite area, my favorite area.
That's insane that you have like garbage cans worth
Yes,
of glaze.
yes.
Usually I've only ever seen them like this size. This is a wild size down.
Well, so these bigger ones are either our more popular glazes. So like cream is our most popular glaze, and so you could. I mean, this is like it needs more. It needs to be filled.
Oh yeah.
But these, you know, some people make big pots, and so we just fill these with glaze and. You know, because we manufacture glazes, we make our own glaze lines. The students here in the studio basically get access to all those glazes because I want a working bucket of pretty much every glaze that we have. Test tile wall.
Nice test wall. It's also good, so like I do this with my students too. If I make a new glaze and they're interested, I'll give them the glaze to experiment with, and then I get to use that as like data.
Yes.
You know what
so
I mean?
like
You're testing it for me.
you know, when we put out a new glaze, you guys can be confident that that new glaze has spent 2 to 3 months in the studio being used by students before we actually release it. Yeah, we do, so like every glaze on white and brown clay.
Right. That's more than most places that I go to. They'll test it on white. You know, you do the test all wall and it only has white clay.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you know, and then you find it changes completely on brown clay.
Right. From our glaze area to our kilns, this is where like students will put their work to be fired. And then we have our kilns back here where we load and then unload and manage all that for the students. We've got 2 test kilns here that are basically in use every day. You know, so whatever glazes they made yesterday, Red Hook, Frosted Mint, and Turquoise Rain. So every single time we make a batch of glaze, test tile gets made, and those get tested against what they look like. And then we have like a little mini board over there. And you'll see when we get into the warehouse, I'll show you the mixing operation. We don't mix really huge batches. And then we've got, you know, student work that's waiting to be picked up. It's come out of the kiln and they haven't picked it up yet. Empty bowls. We're gonna move into the warehouse operation, which is like the dirty side of Clayscapes. Pew! That's the loading dock. Kagebushin!
Ew, you like anime too?
This is the warehouse. This is probably where 80% of our business comes from. You know, this is like the engine room, I like to tell people, you know, where we have just piles of material. You know, so there's silica and EPK and all the different materials. And then every single one of these, you know, we've got our small package shipping area and then clay. So every pallet is a different clay body. Over here is glaze land. This is where our finished glazes, the Clayscapes glazes, live.
Every one of those is like a 5-pounder of glaze?
Yes, 5 or 10.
Whoa.
And so we keep a certain amount in stock so that, you know, when there's an order, it comes in, we just ship it out. We have it.
If you've seen my previous video on Mocha diffusion, you probably know that you have to have pots that are somewhere in the leather to leather hard phase, which means that I have to throw all the pots today for the event tomorrow.
So because Mocha diffusion only realistically works on smooth texture, like if you have a pot with lots of slip texture on it or lots of finger texture on it, it's really difficult because the Mocha diffusion has nowhere to go as it is affected by gravity. So the majority of these shapes have to be relatively smooth, which is why I ribbed all of them. Not like I don't work with a rib anyway, but they all have to be relatively very smooth. The only exception here is that I put some swirls from the inside out, and that's maybe on 3 or 4 pieces just because I was getting creatively bored. I was trying to make a big vase, and in the middle of it I was like, oh, I forgot, I can't make sharp angles and I can't make a lot of texture, otherwise they will not work for Mocha diffusion. But all of these pieces have to be in the leather to leather hard phase with pulled handles and trimmed by tomorrow afternoon. So we need to let these dry. So we just got lunch and we showed up at Tim's house and new studio to go bug Tim C. Tim, it's Dante. Hey.
Oh, I like that
Yeah.
eyeball effect thing.
See it? Hold on. Let me do it again. Boom. Boom. See the eyeballs?
I like the little
That's-
cells we had to draw in biology class to learn about
This is not the
parts
way
of
I've seen
ourselves.
other people do halos, but like that's how I do my what people call halos. we are done with the Mocha diffusion demo, and we are now saying bye. That was a lot of fun. I liked it. We figured out some stuff earlier today. I went to Tim C's studio and asked, like, he was wondering how you do a specific thing, and we figured it out as we were experimenting with Mocha diffusion here. So I might have to make a secondary Mocha diffusion video showing you two techniques that we just kind of offhandedly discovered as we were doing the demonstration. But we're done now. Maybe I can get together to say bye. Do you have any words you want to say to YouTube before you leave?
I'm so thankful for Earth Nation Ceramics.
You know,
Thank you for
they're gonna
being
think
there.
they're gonna think that I'm like kidnapping you.
No, I get a moment to talk to my brethren, all the fans of Earth Nation Ceramic, and thank you for being there 1 in the morning when my professor was sleeping.
I didn't kidnap him or nothing. Like, he's not being forced to say this. Would you guys like to say anything for the sign off?
This was a wonderful man to teach us what he taught us.
They're gonna think I kidnapped you.
Thank you, Dante.
No, see,
You gotta take compliments.
you guys, they're gonna think I kidnapped you and like put you in Clayscapes' basement and like, oh, I'm so grateful to be.
That didn't happen.
It's your turn.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Dante.
Okay, here we go.
He makes it look so easy.
But Dante, you didn't say hello.
Oh, I said it at the beginning of the video. Oh, he does have a Dirty Potter. He does legit have like a Dirty Potter shirt.
That's right.
That's wild.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Thanks for everything, Dante.
No problem.
Hey.
Do you have any words for the sign off?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Dante, I thoroughly enjoyed your presentation and your sense of humor and your ability to just go with the flow and be precise, though, about things. Thank you so much.
Dante, thank you so much for making it seem real that anyone can do it.
It is. Yeah, you can.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
I love it.
100%.
A fine balance of science and frivolity.
Oh, that was dope. Okay, we're gonna go now. I'll see you guys later. I have to get on the plane well, we have to go to dinner and then I'll get on the plane. Drew will get rid of me now that he's done with me. And then I'll get on the plane where I'll be nervous for 8 hours of a flight. And I will see you, Dirty Potters, back home at the studio. We're back in California. Hold on, let me see if I'm really back in California. Hella. I can hear the echo. I want to do a quick recap of my trip because it was truly amazing. Thank you, Clayscapes. I truly do appreciate you bringing me out there. We talked about glazes that you might see on the market at some point sooner or later. I'm not allowed to say, but if you know, you know. So let me kind of lay it all out here. The main reason I went to New York was, one, to do a Mocha diffusion demo, which, by the way, if you went to the Mocha diffusion demo, you were a fantastic crowd. I didn't think even like 10 people were gonna show up, 13 people showed up. Most of them knew who I was before I got up there. I made a presentation, like I made a slideshow presentation with like who I am and what I do and why we're here and some of the misinformation that's spread in the ceramic art world about Mocha diffusion. If you do not know what Mocha diffusion is, you can see this video here. I will link it down below for you as well. I told them about my substantive tests and the blog I made and the places I sent it out to so that we can dispel misinformation. We did all the things. We did a lot of work while we were there, and you guys are a very responsive, awesome crowd. Whenever I go into a crowd and not enough people know who I am, I get this like, is this guy? I don't know who this kid is. Only old people are good at pottery and that one doesn't look old enough. And then sometimes I get a group of people who all know me and they all just stay really quiet because they're like, oh, holy crap, it's him. And then sometimes I get a group of people who like majoritively know who I am. Not like I'm like, you should know who I am, but I always go into situations assuming people don't know who I am. But if I go into a room sometimes, people get really quiet and just stare at me. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong. People are just watching me because they watch my YouTube channel. Until one brave soul comes up and goes, I watch your channel. And then they see that I'm like, oh, thank you. And I'm friendly. And then everyone else is like, oh, okay, he's not gonna hurt us, okay. On the first day I got to New York, I basically went to the hotel and went to sleep, which, by the way, in the hotel, the TV didn't work. That is not Clayscapes' fault, but I had the thumb drive of anime with me, so I Naruto'd my brains out for 3 days straight. You better believe it. Dante, you should watch One Piece. Dante, you should watch One Piece. I'm not watching One Piece. I refuse to watch a TV show about pirates who get powers from fruit and they can't swim anymore after that. And the more powerful they are, the more like clowns they look. And then the thing they're looking for, they don't know. And then all of them think it's the moon. I'm not watching it. On the second day of Clayscapes, I had to throw a bunch of stuff because the presentation was technically on the 3rd day, and I went home on the 4th day. So for the 2nd day that I was there, we went to go bug Tim C. He made a post about it. By the way, Tim C., your studio is beautiful. Very strawberry and jelly over here on my side. I live in a garage. After that, I had to go throw 10 pieces for the demonstration on the 3rd day because I need leather to leather hard work in order for the technique to work the way I was going to present it that day. And I told everybody there who did Mocha diffusion that you can keep the pieces. If you went to the Clayscapes workshop and I threw pieces for you to play with, I didn't sign the bottoms, I just let you keep them. You can glaze them however you want. Just make sure to tag me so I can put it in my Mocha diffusion file online. And listen, I know I'm very food motivated, but on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th day, they took me out to eat on all 3 of those days. And I'll tell you what, I went to a sandwich spot and got my first official how you doing. As a Californian who's never gotten official like how you doing from a real New Yorker, it hit me right, well, your heart's actually down here. It hit me in the heart, it really did. On my final night, the night before I got on my flight, they took me to this hibachi place, and I've never been to one of those where the person cooks in front of you, and my mind was blown. This guy was flipping rice into my mouth and making me extra servings of steak because the other people didn't want it. He had like a set amount of steak he had to serve, and he had like an entire squirt bottle like full of sake, so he was just like, open up. And he just like orbital dropped that thing into my mouth, and it was the greatest thing ever. I was very excited. I was like, oh my God, he's doing the hibachi like on TV in front of me.
Light it up.
There he goes, he's gonna do the hibachi.
It's a little... Wow.
I was that was probably the 3rd best experience the entire way there, because the first one was the people I was with for the demo. The 2nd one was talking about glazes and glaze chemistry. The 3rd one was definitely the hibachi. Absolutely the hibachi. This man did 5 flips with his spatula, chopped up some white rice, turned it into fried rice in front of me in like 2 minutes straight, which I mean, I can do at home, like I do it all the time, but for someone else to do it and then feed me is a whole special treat for me. Thank you, Clayscapes, very much. I really enjoyed it. The one thing that you, the viewer, probably won't like that I did while I was there is the fact that I went on this trip means that I technically gave up my rights to go to the NSECA trip unless someone, like a company, asks me to go and then helps me go, essentially. So NSECA is in like 5 months from this date that you're gonna see the video. I essentially did the New York trip and I gave up my flight allowances, how many flights I can take per year out of Sacramento, to go to this instead of NSECA. So I probably won't be at NSECA unless something different happens. But thank you, Dirty Potters, for joining me today. I love your Dirty Potter faces. If you were at the demo, you were awesome. I'm telling you, you guys were a great crowd, seriously. There's a couple new techniques that we figured out while we were there. We did Mocha diffusion, and we figured out a couple other techniques which you will see very soon on the video. We figured out 2 different ways to do what you would call now dendrite diffusion. So thank you very much. Remember to click all those YouTube buttons on your way out. I had a blast, and I will see you, Dirty Potters, next week.
Thank you for your patronage.
For some strange reason, I couldn't stop doing the Letterkenny voice while I was there. So while he was like making rice, I was like, he's doing the hibachi. I'm gonna open up and he's gonna put it in my mouth like that one Step Brother video. And it was, and then he did.